I'm here at a certified collision center here in Southern California to go through the various steps to repair a single-sided and two-sided semi-rigid bumper using Kent products. But first and foremost, what we need to do is look at safety. You need to go to your SDS sheet in Section 8 and see the type of gloves, respirator, and eyewear that is necessary to do any type of repairs around chemicals. So let's take a look at the Kent line for doing semi-rigid repairs. The first product we're going to use, ChemWeld EP. This here is for semi-rigid repair. It's an epoxy-based material. This is going to be the adhesives that we're going to use on the back side and possibly on the front side of the bumper repair. When we're finished sanding and we need to do a final coat, we're going to use another epoxy-based material. This here is ChemWeld ES, fast-drying, easy sand material. Here we have a fast-drying epoxy adhesives. This here is our plastic quick fix for small little repairs. This here is our Super Bond. This is a extremely high, fast-drying material for small repairs on the bumper tabs. This here is our water-based Acrosol. This is the only recommended product that we use for repairing bumpers. You do not want to use a solvent-based wax and grease remover. This here is our high build spot primer. It has a flex additive added to it, so we'll show you how to use this. We also have here is our reinforcing tape, our gun applicator, and this here is a Revo light. It is extremely fast. We can use it for removing dents in bumpers. We can also use it for curing our primers, our adhesives, our Bondo. And it's all portable. When any bumper repairs, we need to wash it with soap and water. So let's take the bumper over to the wash rack and wash it with soap and water. As you can see here, we have a rather large dent. We're going to have to take it out using heat. You could use a heat gun, but the heat gun will only start heating up from the top and work its way down. Again, this is the Revo light, and it'll heat from the inside out. So we're going to heat it up here. I'm going to take a block of wood now, and I'm going to press it out. Now, this would be an ideal place to use a heat gun. I don't have one with me, so I'll just use the heat here and push it up. Okay, I'm going to sand the repaired area with an 80 DA at low speeds. You don't want to use a high speed on this because high speed could possibly burn the plastic, and adhesives do not like to stick to burnt plastic, so it's just an added step. So keep it at low speeds. As you can see, we have a couple low spots still. ChemWeld ES filling ability to it. But before we do anything, we need to clean it with a wax and grease remover. Mold release has been released up into the repair area, and nothing likes to stick to it, so we're going to use, again, Acrosol water-based material. Now, as you notice, I wipe in one direction. If you go in a circular pattern, you have a tendency to just move the material around. So as you can see, we have one small area here and here. I'm going to take those out, clean them up with the DA sander, and then I'll clean again with Acrosol. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry for about 10 or 15 minutes, go do some other work, and then I'll come back here, and then it'll be ready to put a light coat of ES on there. Okay, so first thing we do with any two-part material is we're going to equalize it. After you put on the tip, you want to squeeze out about a 3 to 4 inch bead to make sure it's totally mixed. So we're going to put it on the around the whole repair area. We're going to let this dry and come back in about 15-20 minutes, and it's ready to sand with 220. You could use your Revo gun again, light on there, and speed up the process. But right now, we're just letting it do, and we're going to move over to the other side of the bumper here, we got a hole. So this is going to be a two-sided repair. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to sand the front side with 80 DA, and then we're going to taper the edge, which means that instead of being a square edge, we're going to move that taper all the way about 3/4 inch away around the whole repair. Again, we're going to, after we finish sanding, we're going to spray the whole area down with water-based Acrosol. Wipe it clean and let it dry. Okay, we're going to sand the back side of the bumper here with 80 to take away some of the shine and give it a sort of a rough textured surface. So again, we're going to clean it with the Acrosol water base. Now while this is drying, we'll get everything ready for the backside of the repair. So we cut our reinforcement tape, we're going to have it ready. Now this step is very important. Most guys will just put it down. You want to use a squeegee on it to press it down. Shoot out a bead, make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up this hole here. Now, this is an important step here, guys. You want to make sure that you push this material all the way down inside there. Get it to go down. Put a lot of pressure on it. Now I'm going to crisscross the other one at 45. This gives it added strength. So the reinforcement tape's down, and I'm going to put material around it. Now I'm going to press this all down into the repair. We're going to let it dry now. Okay, this is dry. It's cured. So we're going to sand it with DA with 150. Now there is a low spot right here. I would come back here and add a little bit more material, but just for our demonstration purposes, we're going to assume that this is all straight now. I'm going to sand it next with 220. Okay, this is Kent High Build Primer. It has a flex additive to it. This can be done in the bodyman stall. I'm going to spray a coat of it on there. Now watch what you can do with the Revo light. It's already starting to flash off. Make sure you don't get too close with the light, else you'll burn the primer. I've got one coat of primer. I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to sand it with 220 and then put another coat of primer on there. You notice that the primer is totally dry. All dust was coming off. Again, I'm going to hit it with a Revo light. It's already starting to flash off. You can see it. Okay, the bumper is now ready to go to paint. They can do their final sanding on it. Any additional primer can be done, but the majority of it's done here in the body department. We don't have to wait around for the paint to cure in the paint department. Let's move over to the two-sided repair. We're going to remove our tape. And if you notice that my repair material is above the surface of the repair, which will make it a lot easier for final preparation. What I'm trying to do is get the repair flush with the edges of the bumper. Again, I'm going to clean it with the Acrosol water base. We're going to let that dry. Okay, we'll let that dry. So we're going to use a Revo light here to speed up the cure process. You know, keep it away. You don't want to put too much heat on it. You just want to kick it over a little bit faster. We're going to sand the repair down with 220. Okay, and we're going to use the Kent High Build Primer. And we can hit it with the Revo light. And you can already start to see it flash off.